Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Reactor, and this is Quinn, and today's article comes from Newsweek.com. But before I get into it, Newsweek is not trustable. I've seen so much garbage coming out of them. I just want to say that.
For real?
Yeah, dude, they have conflicting stories. One that said no one's getting killed in South Africa. Like, no, it's not true. It's a conspiracy theory. But then 6 months earlier, they had an article saying white people are getting killed in South Africa. Like, ugh.
So they're just like, they're fair weather news.
Yeah.
They're just reporting what you want
Well,
to hear.
no. The one saying that people were being killed in South Africa was not meant for the United States, but the one saying that that it's a conspiracy was meant for the United States. Like, they had articles for different countries, and it was like, what? Like, they're doing what plays well, you know?
Okay.
This is what America wants to hear. They want to hear that it's a conspiracy theory, and then in other countries they give them what they want to hear, and it's like just bullshit. But the title of the article, I'm sorry, is over 100 baby giant tortoises were stolen in the Galapagos Islands. So people are stealing tortoises now. I wonder what they're going to do with them. Right? What do you do with 100 tortoises?
Breed them so you can sell them on the black market?
Make them breed them with each other to see if evolution is true. Right?
Grow them really big so that you can ride on them in the water?
Breed them to be giant. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Maybe the person who stole them has like unquestionable patience and is going to grow them up just so he can eat them.
No, ride them. I think if you think about it, a tortoise's
theme
shell,
park for kids that can ride tortoises.
A tortoise's shell is already a saddle.
Right. I mean,
it just works.
I've never heard of anyone having that many endangered species under one roof, and that would just be like a unimaginable theme park.
Yeah, I bet they're gonna do something like sell the shells.
Crappy, horrific SeaWorld type thing.
No, it's because it's like they're poachers, right?
Right.
So they have to do something with like the materials of the animal.
Oh, you're right.
You can't have the animals.
Yeah, they probably do some crazy weird thing with shells or something.
Make them into taco bowls or something.
Gross.
Yeah, horrible.
I hate it.
On September 25th, 123 baby giant tortoises were stolen from a breeding facility in the Galapagos Islands. I wonder if that was like all of them that they had. You know, like, did they only have 123, or did they steal like 10% of them?
How easy was it to steal these things?
Yeah, like
it's a lot of them. Like,
so show up with a tortoise container,
pillowcase, and just dumping them in there.
The facility, called Arnaldo, that's a weird, Tupisa, it's a name, but is located on Isabella Island and breeds multiple subspecies of the Galapagos tortoise. The two types of hatchling stolen were Chelonidois vicina and Chelonidois guntheri. Whatever. The Galapagos tortoise is the world's largest tortoise and can live more than 100 years in the wild. These giant tortoises can weigh 475 pounds, and the oldest on record lived to be 152 years old, according to the National Geographic. While they usually are around 4 feet long, some have been up to 5 feet in length. Yeah, so they're pretty big.
So amazing that a creature can live that long. If only it could speak.
Well, because they probably eat very little. They don't expend a lot of energy. And that's why they get to live longer.
Right.
So if you starve yourself and make sure you're healthy while starving, it's a, there's like a fine line.
I've read about studies in mice where they've done that. Like, they've starved, one set of starved mice lived longer than the ones that ate
doubled their
whatever
lifespan by starving them. Yeah.
Right. Intermittent fasting, I think they call it that.
Yeah. The tortoises are considered vulnerable and have been under threat for many years. Some of the subspecies are listed as endangered or critically endangered. The two species stolen are both classified as endangered. When Darwin first arrived on the islands in 1835, there were 15 types of Galapagos tortoise, but now it's likely that only 10 types remain. Ugh. Since they can survive for up to a year without eating or drinking, that's why they live so long.
Wow.
It's a fact, I feel. I'm not a scientist, but I will tell you, it is a fact that if you starve yourself, you live longer.
I definitely do feel like I have more energy when I don't eat during the day.
Like when you're at the gym without eating, you just have real energy.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. Since they can survive up to a year without eating, the tortoises were used as a meat source for sailors on long voyages. But now non-native species on the island, like dogs, cats, and goats, and feral pigs, are a threat to the animals. The theft is currently under preliminary investigation, according to a statement from Galapagos National Park. The park is working with the Attorney General of the Galapagos on the investigation. They're withholding information on the progress of the search to avoid any obstruction. So,
So cool.
An unidentified young adult giant tortoise is pictured on Santa Cruz Island in the Galapagos Islands. What is that, food? He got food on his mouth?
Yeah, like they've seen it all right there. Like, yeah, I'm 100. What up?
I'm old. They were all taken at once, 123 in all. It was a robbery. Washington Paredes, a lawmaker on the islands that has been outspoken about the crime, told AFP. Paredes wrote on Twitter that there are no security cameras or surveillance systems at the facility and that there's only one security guard. The turtles are just there. If somebody wants to go in by night and steal, they can. In the statement from the national park, they said they have security personnel, park rangers, and volunteers to ensure safety. But I guess they were stolen at night, and there was one security guard who didn't do anything about it.
This security guard obviously has had no even slight suspicion that evening someone would anyone would ever steal something like 4 pillowcases full of tortoises.
He probably sat at his desk like
It's
any
like,
other night.
Nothing's ever gonna happen here. I'm gonna play my old Nintendo DS and I'm just gonna eat Hot Pockets like normal.
Every day.
Right.
Just another day at work, and then he probably got in trouble, I imagine. Right?
I mean, he probably didn't even get fired because they're like, you know what, dude? We know you probably didn't ever expect for this to happen.
What if
you're just a security guard? I mean, what are you gonna do?
What if he's the one who stole them? I'm sure they would catch him right away.
I mean,
because he would be gone with tortoises.
You know, most likely he would have left town. But if he's smart, he would have stuck around probably.
Maybe he was still at work when he realized they were gone. What do I do? Probably started looking for other tortoises to throw in the aquarium or whatever.
Yeah,
they
I
keep
think
them.
they might need to turn to the security guard. Sounds like he was pretty deeply involved in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
In June, 26 tortoises that were stolen from the islands last year and were smuggled into Peru were returned to the Galapagos Islands. So the tortoises were found on a bus in Peru, but due to the poor conditions on the bus, 2 had already died. While receiving treatment, a 3rd tortoise passed away.
It's like, it just makes me think that they were, at first it's like they were on like this Greyhound bus, like this travel bus full of people, but it's like, maybe it was like someone who lived in a bus and was like, I'll breed these, I'm going to become a tortoise breeder now, and I got it all under control.
Or maybe someone just left their bag of tortoises on the bus.
Like, they're like, F this, there is no way I can handle this many tortoises.
Or they got caught with the tortoises on the bus.
Right.
Yeah,
and they just ran.
But this is a different incident.
Right.
Incident that they actually were able to recover them.
I'm amazed that they actually returned the 26 that they were stolen.
They didn't return them. They abandoned them or something, or caught the guy. But 123. I wonder what they're gonna do with them, man. Kind of sad.
It's how only bad things that I can really think that they'd want to do with them, like sell them on the black market, use their shells for some weird thing, eat them. Anything you would do to those except return them. I mean, it's an animal that lives 100+ years.
And you're not taking 123 of them to keep them as a pet. Like, if one was stolen,
Definitely
it's like,
not.
okay, someone might have a pet now.
Right.
It's not.
And that would be a really awesome pet. In fact, I've actually thought about having those as a pet because it really, I think it helps. Just being around animals like that really like helps you be more patient because you're like, well, look at this guy. It just took him all afternoon to get to that apple.
And look how happy he is.
And he's so happy that he got the apple. And they don't hurt anybody. In fact, the worst thing they're probably going to do is retreat inside their shell and just not come out of their shell. How is that bad?
Are these are giant tortoises?
Yeah, they're, well,
no.
It doesn't say if they're all the same species.
I think a giant
though,
is a different species. It said something down here about giant tortoise brink of extinction. That's why I was like, is this the giant? Yeah, I don't think these are giant tortoises. Giants might live longer?
Yeah. Well, no, baby giant tortoises is what were stolen. 123 baby giants.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
They were going to be giants. Who knows if they are going to be giants anymore, because obviously, even though they can go without food for a year, these are just babies, and in any species, the babies need more food early to grow, right? You can't starve a baby
like a
tortoise.
grown one is probably
and how
for a year.
How is anyone going to feed 123 of these things unless they had a really solid plan? You know,
what do they eat? Grass?
I know they eat vegetables and fruit,
So you can feed them that.
It's all they're I think they're like a vegan because all they eat is plants and nuts and fruit.
Yeah, probably.
I've seen them eat apples. I know that
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
I think you're right.
And marshmallows too, which you should never feed animals marshmallows, but I saw people doing that.
So do you have anything else? Any other thoughts? We'll close it out.
Whoever took those tortoises, you probably suck really bad, and you better feed them and take care of them. Just bring them back.
Just leave them on a bus, man.
Just leave them on a bus.
Leave
That
them on a bus
works.
in Peru, and everything will be fine. It's kind of sad. Little baby tortoises, not turtles.
Return the tortoises.
You know, real quick, last thing I want to say is has nothing to do with this, kind of, but I've heard a lot of stories about people finding tortoises like on the side of the road, and they grab them and throw them into a lake, and they drown because tortoises can't swim. You know, happens
really?
a lot. Yeah,
Really?
there's like pictures on the internet of people who like
Well,
found a
some-
turtle, and then it shows them throwing it into a lake.
Well, yeah, because it's sea turtles is what
Well,
people
all-
are thinking of.
All turtles can swim.
But tortoises are like land
land
turtles.
versions.
Yeah.
They're like, well, do toads swim?
I doubt anyone's going to be picking up a 100-year-old tortoise. They're pretty big. You'd have to be pretty buff to be able to
I'm just saying
do
like
that.
regular tortoises though.
Right, but good point. If
Yeah.
you find a tortoise, don't just
Yeah.
chuck it in the nearest lake.
There's a difference between turtles and
You know,
tortoises, and one of them can't swim.
It's been alive for like 100+ years. Don't just drown it.
Yeah, it's like
How crappy are you going to feel?
ignorant murder. Ignorance
Yeah,
murder.
that's all I have to say.
That's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and if you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one.